Hi, welcome to this channel. I figured I should make an intro video of some kind for this, as the topic matter might not be for everybody. So I look at this as both an introduction and as a disclaimer for those unsure of what to expect. The primary focus of this channel will be the analysis of the medium of video games, and both the obvious and not so obvious messages that are communicated in this art form, whether those that have created these games realize what they are communicating or not. Now, depending on your background in what some like to call the pursuit of truth, what I'm going to talk about in these videos will either sound like the ramblings of a madman just escaped from a mental institution, or what I'm going to say will make complete sense to those in a tiny fraction of this truth community. Either way, if you keep an open mind while watching these videos, you might find some of the things brought up to be very interesting. But depending on how progressed you are in your own personal journey, what I'm going to talk about might be extremely eye-opening or downright old news for others. Some of the other content creators within this truth community that I enjoy listening to are Matt from the Quantum Causes channel, Danny from the Danny Mindley channel, and Christoph from the Uncanny Deduction channel. There are also many others that have helped me along my personal journey when I first started to awaken to how this place we reside in functions. They have all been of great help in my personal growth, and I appreciate them all for this reason. For the sake of transparency, my name, or legal straw man, as some would call it, is Kirk. For most of my adolescent life, I've had many moments of realization that this world and system we live in is not as it seems. But only when I got out of the public indoctrination system of the U.S. education system did I really start to question the world around me. I believe I went through many of the same steps and phases that others within this community have went through. The stages of grief, one could say. Most of my adult life has been ups and downs within this system, and realizing that I have been lied to basically my entire life within this avatar. I would say, as I think is the case for many here as well, that what really put me over the edge of seeing what is really going on here was after this recent global event about the Corona, beer, BV, and all the aspects involved with this event. I'm apparently relatively young within this truth community. I'm currently 27 as of the making of this video. And what a 27 years it has been, to say the least. Anyways, so back to what the focus of this channel will be. As I said before, depending on your progress through this personal journey of ours, what I will have to present may either be completely crazy, eye-opening, interesting, or pointless old news. Now, I inquire those that will judge this as old news to keep in mind that my intention is not to try and reveal something that is completely new and incredible, world-changing stuff. The lessons of this world repeat more than Groundhog Day. Most of us realize this by now, I think. But the intention is both to add more examples of how this place and life is full of messages, that art in all forms flows with truth about this place and existence in general, whether the artists realize it or not, to give some appreciation and perspective of why we might hold some pieces of art so close to our heart, in this case certain video games, and finally just for fun really. The process of creation, no matter what it is a very enjoyable process, and while this is most of my motivation, I know as a viewer as well that hearing interesting stuff is fun as well, making us think and feel in ways we had not done before. So I hope that with these videos that both you and I can possibly learn something about ourselves would be the best result, and the worst result would be just having a bit of fun really. Anyway, long introduction out of the way, the game that I'll be first talking about is a game very near and dear to me called Earthbound, originally published on the Super Nintendo, all the way back in 1994 for Japan, the year I was born, interestingly, and 1995 for the US. When I released the first video in this series, I will likely give more details then. Also, just as a note, I'm not accustomed to talking or recording myself on camera, so this is all very new experience for me. So just be aware, if I might seem tense or something, that it is mostly due to the lack of experience being on camera and speaking more than just typing. Also, I want my videos not to feel super scripted like this one likely is, to keep it concise, as overly scripted videos can feel kinda soulless compared to somewhat off-the-cuff, talking on your feet sort of dialogue. Alright, hope you join me for my future videos. Have a good one.